Welcome back, everybody, to Blunder Dungeon. I was almost gonna skip the intro, but we can't do that. I'm Cam. I'm the DM. I'm here with David.
Hello.
And I'm also. Who are you playing? Who are you, David?
My character is Mavros McOakenshade.
Yes.
We're improving every episode, and I'm just happy to be here.
Yeah. You are happy to be here. And then we have Tanner.
My name is Tanner. My character is Gradient T. Adrian, and I like to party.
And we also have Corey.
I'm Corey Dotson, and my character is Knack, and I also like to party.
Yeah, Knack definitely likes to party more than Gradient does. Let's keep it consistent. Let's keep it canon.
Did I say my last name too?
You did say your last name. Okay. Let's do the recap, because we don't have a ton of time. Last time, Knack, Mavros, and Gradient started out in the snow outside of a strange town. After some bickering, you decided to approach the gates of the town and the dwarven guards that were manning it. You told the guards what had happened to you and how you arrived there, but the guards didn't quite believe you. They signaled for other guards to come, and they took you to their commander, a dwarf named Onyx Brow. Onyx Brow seemed to believe your story and told you a bit about the town you were in. He told you it was called Karoti, and that it was a valuable source of stone for the realm. You managed not to piss him off too much, and he told his head guard to take you to the tavern for the night. You arrived at the tavern, where 4 dwarves were playing cards at a table, and a wood elf barkeep slept behind the counter. Gradient immediately went over to play cards, but lost 4 gold to a dwarf named Lokdreen. You started a bit of a scuffle, Gradient, but that scuffle was shut down pretty immediately by the barkeep, a wood elf named Thalira. Gradient joined Knack and Mavros at the bar, where Knack and Mavros were filling Thalira in on what had happened to you all. Thalira provided y'all with some insight about the town of Karoti, telling you that it's a horrible place run by horrible people. She told y'all that everyone who works in the mines are prisoners sent there from other cities, but that it's the dwarven guards in Onyx Brow that you should be wary of. You bought some rooms for the night and went up to go to sleep. Mavros found a note in the drawer of his desk that read, "You're not alone. You have friends here. Keep moving forward. Be in touch soon." You all went to sleep, but were woken up by a loud pounding on the door. It was the dwarven guards who told you that Onyx Brow wanted to see you immediately. You went with the guards and ended up in Onyx Brow's office. Onyx Brow told you all that the guards who were stationed at the gate were murdered in the night, and he showed you their bodies. You were unable to convince him that you weren't responsible and were thrown in the dungeons. However, you managed to escape your cells by picking the locks with a dagger and a feather. Mavros then froze the sewer grate, and Knack broke the bars, allowing you all to jump down into the rushing water below. And that's where we are now. I believe that Mavros had just frozen the water with shape water. Is that true, Mavros?
Yeah, my idea was to freeze it as we were going down to make it harder for people to catch us.
Oh, wait, so are you riding on ice or are you riding on water and then freezing the water behind you?
I thought Gradient was flying us.
So there actually isn't enough space. Like, it's a pretty narrow, like, sewer tunnel.
Then water. And then I freeze the water behind us to make it harder to traverse for the dwarves. Got it.
So y'all are splashing down into this water, yeah?
Oh, yeah. Cold!
Cold! It's cold.
Okay.
My heart. It's cold.
My hollow bones, they're cold.
Oh, I had to do it with my eyes.
This is great. This is great. This is a great warm-up. Y'all land with a splash in this water. It is cold. It's incredibly cold. This is basically melted snow.
My penis is so small.
My penis.
We established that you have a cloaca, actually, last time.
Oh, true.
So the cold water is filling your cloaca. So,
my gap.
My dirty gap.
I haven't been this cold since. And then I just
Max stares off pensively as you all splash into this water and start sliding down. Basically like this frigid water slide. You're kind of mixture getting pushed by the water and riding on this like really mossy kind of algae covered and to be honest shit covered like stone underneath the water. And as you go, Mavros, you are freezing the water behind you. And you're going down and you are tumbling down this sewer as the incline gets steeper. The walls around you get more and more narrow to the point where you're barely squeezing through, like one of those tube slides at the water park, the tube slides that cross your arms, cross your legs kind of thing. And you move faster and faster.
Single file.
Until you're spit out from a hole in the wall and you land with a crash on the hard stone. Mavros and Gradient, you sit up and you see total darkness. Knack, you can see that you're in an abandoned mine shaft. Let me share my screen.
Someone has dark vision.
Somebody has dark vision.
Y'all see that?
Hey, Knack.
It's an empty room.
Yeah. Holy shit, guys! Look at this.
I can't see shit. Can't see shit.
Gradient, look at this.
What are we looking
Okay.
at?
Hold on.
What are we
Okay, is
looking
there
at?
a place to shit?
You can't tell. Gradient is completely dark.
I'm not asking the DM.
It's a safe bet to just drop your drawers and do it. I can't even see you.
Yeah,
All right,
I'm
no,
gonna-
there's
Wow.
nothing here. Let's just
I'm
keep
gonna go
marching
over
forward.
here.
Hold my hand, boys.
Gradient's got a shit. You sure you want to hold his hand while he's shitting?
Already shit.
Oh, he already shit?
I
Let's
take
go.
really quick shits. It's like
Yeah, Mavros, give me a dexterity saving throw.
wait, no, that time I didn't do it on Mavros.
A 3.
No, it is on- A 3. It's on the ground, I'm assuming.
Do I
Yeah, yeah.
step in shit?
Yeah, Mavros, you step in Gradient's
Oh,
shit.
God, I don't know what I just stepped in.
I see
must have
it
been
all
a
happen, but I
stalactite.
keep it to myself.
Anyone else
Knack,
feeling
you
something
are-
terrible?
Knack did fully see Gradient just shit, and then he watched as Mavros in slow motion stepped onto the shit.
Y'all smell that?
Let's
It
just
must be
get a move on.
stalactite.
All right, then.
Yeah. So Knack, you do see in one direction the mine shaft is completely caved in. In the other direction it stretches into darkness.
Are we
Yes.
following Knack because he can see in the dark for some reason?
Yeah, it's called dark vision. Heard of it?
No.
Very rare where I'm
I
from.
struggle not to call him a dumbass.
What do you? What race are you?
Oh boy, you got a lot of nerve. And then I say, hey, why don't so it looks like there's a couple there's a cave in on one side and then one tunnel goes down. All right.
Yeah, one tunnel goes.
Looks
straight.
like we're in a cave. There's only one option. We gotta go down this tunnel. The other one's caved in.
Okay.
I trust you.
I think we ought to move swiftly. Can we try to see if there's like guards or like trying to get down to us? Like, can we hear them?
Yeah, give me a perception check.
That's a 6.
I'm
But
impatient.
Nat one. Nat one.
You're impatient, Gradient. Did you roll perception, or are you just not paying attention?
Oh, I was just
Like to your
impatient.
surroundings, not to me.
Yeah, I was not paying attention to the surrounding.
Yeah. None of you hear anything. You do hear like as y'all kind of move down this mine shaft, you hear the flow of water behind you as it kind of continues to pour out of the sewer hole. Well, I guess Mavros, you froze it, so it's like
Well, let me
just
see.
dripping. The ice is
I
just
think
kind
it
of
stays
dripping.
long. I
onto
think
the
it stays frozen for an hour.
Yeah, that makes sense.
An hour, cool.
Is it concentration?
Yeah, you don't. Is it concentration?
Would it say? No, I don't think so.
Yeah, it would say.
Would they jump down with us?
You do not hear them behind you, and they probably would have come out by now. You kind of, I mean, you can assume that the reason that they didn't come after you is because they didn't want to go where you're going, or they don't know where it is that you're going, and they don't want to jump in a sewer.
Hey, Mavros, why don't you thaumaturgy a flame?
That's a great idea. I don't know why I didn't think of that one.
Wow, big brain over here.
That is what Mavros was doing the entire episode last time.
Want me to burn you alive over there?
Who are you talking to me?
I'm talking to you.
I assume we're walking while they're bickering, not standing still.
I'll put this flame right in your cloaca.
Per usual, Knack just goes ahead.
Actually, that gives me an idea.
Hey, Mavros, got any plans after this? What do we do? Just keep walking?
You know, besides getting out of our immediate predicament, I really just need to figure out how to get home. Don't know what's going on the ranch. Miss my mom, miss my dad. He could be dead for all I know, but I gotta save the ranch.
Yeah, why don't we take one thing at a time?
Well, you asked.
Yeah, I was asking what the next part of the escape process was, but, I could care to hear your life story on this walk.
You can see better than I can.
Eventually y'all do come up to a door. This is a stone door, kind of, it just blocks the way. It's basically like a hallway coming to an end.
Hey, check it out. Rockville has another rock door.
Everyone give me either an investigation check or a perception check, since with Mavros's thaumaturgy you can all see.
A 10?
So, Knack, how does your night vision work? Like, pop the fire, you go blind. You know what I mean? You have to adjust.
Can we keep it to intelligent questions?
I'm just baffled. Like dark vision is such a common thing in like this realm. I'm just like, I think he's joking.
Yeah. I got a 14.
I got a 10.
You also wonder if he's like subtly racist.
True.
Me?
Yeah, or just like ignorance.
Yeah.
So you
did ask me my race, like outright.
Yeah, what's your race? I mean, you can tell that I'm a bird.
A what?
A bird.
A boy.
A bird.
So Mavros and Knack, you just see the stone door. Seems to have been fashioned out of this stone wall. And in the dim light, you can see what seems to be runes etched on and around the door itself. And then Gradient, even in the darkness, you can see that these runes are painted a pale gold, and they seem to be drawn in the shape of a spiral that's originating in the center of the door, and then spiraling out past the edges of the door and ending where the wall that the door is on meets like the walls on the sides. And they seem old, like they've been there for a long time.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm not too impressed with this town.
You can say
I'm starting
that
to
again.
see why you hate rock so much.
Yeah.
She found something
what
we
do we
agree
reckon
on.
these gold letters are for?
It's not really letters, it's just like a spiral.
Can we see a picture or?
No, I don't have a picture of this.
I'd say they somehow opened the door, if I had to guess.
Oh,
Here, you try.
Can I roll like perception or investigation? I rolled perception last time. What if I
What are you looking for?
to see like if I interact with the spirals, if they move in any way?
Yeah, then give me an investigation check. Wait, are you interacting with it right now?
I walk up, I just rolled a 17, so I'm thinking I walk up and it hits me to try that out.
To try, what are you trying to do exactly?
So you're saying that the spirals reach out flat with the door against the side walls? I go to the
Yeah, well, so
end.
yeah, it's the spiral originates in the center of the door, then gradually spirals out, and the runes, like, the door is carved out of the stone. The runes, the runes, which is the spiral, they like basically go out past the door, and stop like when they meet the walls on either side.
So I guess I want to see if there's a way to like turn them to match up with something, or like get them back within
Okay.
the door. That makes
So
sense.
you're touching the
Yeah.
rune with your hand?
Yeah.
Okay. As you touch Mavros, as you touch your hand to the runes, suddenly they glow gold. Like this light illuminates on the runes. And all of a sudden within you, you feel the same burning magical sensation you felt back when you first landed in the snow outside of Karoti, but just for an instant. And then the feeling subsides, and the glow of the runes fades, and the door shudders and creaks open, loudly grinding against the stone ground and sending some rubble showering down from above. And finally it grinds to a halt, and you can see into what appears to be a dark room ahead of you. And Knack specifically, you can see a little bit further than Mavros's flame allows. You can see into the room, and you see what appears to be the room appears to be full of these scattered, broken wooden tools and chests. What do you all want to do? You're still standing outside of the room right now.
Good job, Mavros.
Oh,
Let's
Thank you.
walk in.
Mac, I think you should take the lead here.
I walk in.
yeah.
Okay.
Not sure what I'm looking at. Is it?
Cool.
It's just a room. There's
Yeah,
nowhere
it's
to
just
go.
this big room. I'm about to describe it a little better. But Gradient, you walk in first. You can't really see anything until Mavros comes up behind you with the flame. Knack, you can see, and all of you now can see that there are these unlit torches on the walls that ring around this rectangular room. It's a pretty big room. It's probably 100 feet wide and 60 feet long. There's another door on the other side of the room, and scattered around the floor are these broken wooden tools like carts, chests, and pickaxe handles. And they're all over the room, and much of the time you have to step over them to make your way through the room itself. However, there is one unbroken object sitting in the middle of the room, this wooden chest. This chest right here. And there's almost this clearing around the chest, as if the debris was all pushed aside to make room for it.
Hey, flame guy, why don't you light these torches up?
I was thinking the same thing. I kind of like how we're so aligned right now.
Cool, Mavros.
walk
So you're going to
over-
walk around
Yeah.
and just light all the torches?
Knack bends
Indeed.
down and kind of like inspects one of the like scraps of whatever.
Okay.
And like be like, what the hell is this?
Yeah. Give me an investigation check.
$14.
These just kind of look like they were broken partially by time. Like the wood is rotting, but it also looks like it was crushed by something, broken by something. You can't really tell. But it's like a mixture of rot and also like brute force destruction a little bit.
Fascinating.
If I look at the rest of all the debris, are there like clearly newer debris as well as like older debris?
No, it all seems pretty standard. Like it's all seems to be have been there about the same amount of time.
I
Okay.
take a rubble piece and I throw it at the chest.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you can take a rubble piece, you throw it at the chest.
Grading, what the hell are you doing?
Mind your own business, Knack.
I
And
instinctively like draw my pistol in case something happens.
yeah, you throw like a little piece of wood at the chest, dinks off, and nothing happens.
No harm, no foul, eh?
They don't
Oh,
teach you
dude.
manners where
Let's
you're
pop
from,
this
do
bad
they,
boy.
Gradient?
Oh, are you still talking to me? I'm gonna actually proceed with quest and open the chest. So
Okay,
I'm
Gradient,
not-
you walk over to the chest.
Knack steps away. Like,
Knack takes a giant step back. Mavros is still lighting the torches along the walls. Gradient, you pop open the chest and it flies open. Like you touch it, it flies open to reveal this huge set of fangs.
Step back with like. Yeah.
I
Okay.
knew it was
Oh, it's a
fucking
mimic.
It is a mimic. You touch the chest, it flies open. It reveals a set of huge fangs and a long purple tongue. And yeah, you guys have found a mimic.
What's a mimic? Pause.
It's basically this creature that can imitate inanimate objects.
Oh, it mimics.
Yeah.
It mimics.
Can we pause while I pee real quick?
Yes.
Make it fast.
Still in chest form, Gradient, it springs at you.
Me?
Everyone roll
Gradient.
initiative. I just wanted y'all to roll
Radiant
initiative.
is literally the worst. Like,
A 6.
like no motivations of better the group ever.
Mavros, you got a 6.
A 6.
I got a 11.
Knack is an 11.
Ridiculous. Like, obviously a minute.
To be fair, I definitely put that in there with the hopes that y'all would enter.
Yeah,
like
Well, there's
with,
no way we're not, you know.
Oh yeah, with Gradient's personality at least.
yeah, Gradient, give me an
Roll initiative.
13.
initiative roll. 13. Okay. I will say that this thing gets a surprise attack on you, Gradient.
Okay.
Just because of how you role played it. So basically this thing lunges at you and it shoots its tongue out at you. And it only gets an 8 to hit. I imagine that misses.
Right.
I'm gonna say
So you dodge out of the way. And that is your turn.
So I guess I already have my arrow drawn, so I'll shoot an arrow.
I think you're maybe a little close. I think you're going to end up rolling with disadvantage.
Oh, then I mean I didn't really want to do that anyway. I cast Gust to push it away.
Oh, cool. Does it have to make a save to not get pushed away?
Yeah, so one medium or smaller creature, saving throw of strength.
Strength save?
Yeah. 11.
Cool. It has pretty good strength.
Oh, the chest has good strength.
11, it just passes with an 11. So what does that mean? It doesn't get blown back?
Yeah. But like all the debris like gets flown everywhere.
Cool. Is there a radius for the debris? Or for gust? Like,
objects are pushed 10 feet away from me.
okay. I'm going to say that, yeah. I mean, there's some, to be honest, this debris, I can't interact with it on Photoshop, but some of it gets pushed. Not significantly, though. That is the mimic's turn. Is that your whole turn, Gradient?
That's a spell, right? No, cantrip. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's a cantrip in action.
Yeah.
It should say whether it's a bonus action or an action. It under casting time.
You can probably just do Hunter's Mark.
Casting time, one action. Yeah, so
Yeah.
I'll just do my bonus action. Yeah, I'll just do Hunter's Mark.
Cool. Also, all three of you are rangers. Kind of wild. Anyway.
Oh yeah, that's true.
The mimic is gonna go again. Because it got the surprise attack. It is going to actually, you know what? It's not going to. I kind of messed up the initiative a little bit. Knack, that's your turn. Because I'm not going to say that you were surprised. Because you were like actively not wanting Gradient to touch this thing.
All right. God damn it. I fucking knew it, you dumbass. And I'm going to cast Firebolt
Cool.
at the mimic.
Cool.
I got a 13.
A 13 is gonna hit.
All right. It does 6 fire damage.
Cool. Yeah, so you pull out your pistol, shoot a firebolt at the mimic as it and Gradient are kind of dodging each other back and forth. Anything else you want to do, Knack?
Wait, can I use sneak attack? Wait, if you have advantage on the roll and the attack uses necessary range. Wait.
I don't believe you're gonna have advantage on anything. On any
Wait,
attack,
once
but
per turn you can deal extra 1d6 to one creature you hit with an attack roll. If you, okay, yeah, no. I'll also cast Hunter's Mark.
Cool.
Oh,
This
shit.
thing is
Didn't mean to do that.
Hunter's marked up right now. Mavros, I'm gonna say that you also weren't surprised by this. So you can take your turn now.
So I have a short bow. It says Vex, but when I click it, it doesn't give me. It says if you hit a creature with a short bow, but like I don't have an option to roll when I click it. I don't know how to.
We can if you have a short bow, then we can just have you roll. So just roll a d20, add your proficiency bonus and your dexterity modifier. Your proficiency bonus should be 2.
Yeah, and then Dex is +2, so D20.
So it'll be a d20 plus 4 to hit.
I got 23.
That'll hit.
How much damage? Do I then roll like a
so
D8 or something?
It'll again. Do either of you have a short bow?
No.
I have a short bow.
What's the damage dice?
Oh, I don't have it equipped.
You
Yeah,
go
maybe
to
you don't have it equipped,
inventory
Matt.
and then just equip it. Also, Nax, like the way he uses Firebolt is like with his pistols.
Yeah.
So they just come out of the tip and he kind of like every attack is like boom pistol, like swirl it around, then like boom pistol swirl around.
Like
Yeah.
a tool.
Oh.
What are you calling me a tool?
Your character, Knack.
Okay, I got it. So the hit DC was +5. Can we just count what?
Oh, okay.
I already rolled it.
I wonder why.
You can get plus. Well, are
And
you
then
proficient?
It's 1d6 +3.
Maybe that's weird.
So I did 6 damage.
6 damage, cool. Yeah, you shoot into this mimic. It kind of sticks in the back of its like in the wood. And you see this spray of like as you shoot into it, and it kind of breaks the wood. Some wood splinters off. You see this spray of like kind of dull golden brown liquid splashes against the floor. You said you did 6 damage.
Mm-hmm. And then as a bonus action, I can use Hunter's Mark.
Hunter's Market. This thing is marked up.
I do 6 more damage.
Well, that's
No,
only
that's after. That's after.
That's after. For all of you, I think you could have Hunter's Marked first and then attacked.
Wait, what's
Like you don't have to
after?
use your bonus action after the action. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Wait, did it get Corey's Hunter's Mark
never
and my
did
Hunter's
that.
Mark damage when he hit it?
Oh,
it's,
is it everyone?
it's individual?
Is it
I
if
thought.
anyone hits it?
Until a spell ends,
does-
you deal an extra force damage to target whenever you hit it with an attack roll. Oh, yeah, I guess.
Does
I think it's
Hunter's
just
Mark
you.
work for allies? Let's see.
Oh,
Dumb
is
if
it like?
doesn't.
Oh, I see.
I think it makes sense if it doesn't.
No.
I also get advantage next attack roll because I hit him with my short bow.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
What is that? Why?
Yeah, what?
When I leveled up as ranger, it had me pick 2 weapons, and I picked
Oh, the
short
mastery.
bow, and it
Weapon
has
mastery.
Vex. Yeah,
Oh,
it
that's
says
sick.
if I deal damage, I have advantage on my next attack roll against that creature.
That would be kind of good for you, Corey,
I have it
as
on my-
a rogue, because you could do sneak attacks.
What I was reading about Hunter's Mark. What did David say?
My
He
short
has-
bow, when I do damage, I get advantage on my next roll against that creature.
Oh,
So if you had that and you hit, you could sneak attack on your next turn. Plus a Hunter's Mark.
What does
it
Hunter's
would
Mark
work
do
for
exactly?
me. even though he
'Cause-
shot it?
No,
Oh,
I'm saying if you had that ability, you could do
What's
that.
the
That could be
ability?
an interaction. I'm not sure.
Vex.
Vex.
Oh,
What does Hunter's Mark do exactly?
I do have Vex with my pistols,
Oh.
but I was obviously casting Firebolt, so I just haven't
Yeah.
used my. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Hunter's Mark, basically, David, if you hit, you can deal an extra, what is it, D6 of force damage.
Oh, so it's next time I add 6 to my. Oh, gotcha.
If you hit. You add a D6.
So we
So-
basically all have extra D6 next time.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
If you hit.
If I hit.
If you hit. That's going to be the Mimic's turn. The Mimic is going to take another tongue attack at Gradient. Is going to hit with a 23.
Miss.
So Gradient, you are going to take 1d8 plus 3. You're going to take 7. Actually, yeah, you're going to take 7 bludgeoning damage, and you're grappled. So kind of this tongue basically like sticks to you, it like wraps around you and sticks to you, and you're kind of stuck right up on this Mimic. And that is your turn.
All creatures become camp and bonus. Okay, so I just have disadvantage.
Yeah, I can basically you can't move. And you have disadvantage on attack rolls. Oh no, you have disadvantage on attack rolls against any target other than the grappler. So you don't have disadvantage. You can attack this thing without disadvantage.
Okay, I'll just I mean I have talons, so I guess I'll just hit it with my
Cool. You don't have any daggers or anything?
no.
Give it an unarmed strike.
I got a nat 1.
Roll your D6 though, right?
No, it's only if you hit.
Yeah.
You get the
Oh,
D6.
that was the DC. Got it.
So Gradient swipes at this Mimic, and is unable to hit it. Your arms are kind of pinned at your sides, Gradient, so you're kind of T-Rexing at it. And that is the Mimic's turn again. Sorry, this initiative has been weird, but I had to adjust for the error that I made. The Mimic is now going to take a bite attack at you, Gradient, since you're up in its maw. So it's going to roll with advantage on this bite. First one misses. They both miss. You're able to, it's kind of snapping at you, Gradient. And it is unable to get you. You're kind of still able to shrug your body away from it, even as you're wrapped up in its tongue. And I will say, Gradient, that it's a DC 13 strength check to get out of the grapple.
Oh.
If you try to do that.
Okay.
Do you want to try to do that?
I'll
I'll let you do
I
it
already used
now.
my action. Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can do it as a bonus action.
Oh, strength save or strength check?
Strength save.
20. Dirt.
Yeah, you're able to get out of its tongue, and it didn't end up mattering because it didn't hit you. So you rip yourself away from it as it's biting at you. Knack, that's your turn. Gradient is no longer grappled by this thing.
Did it look like the firebolt did more damage than like the bow?
No,
Okay.
it's not vulnerable to fire damage.
All right, then I'm gonna shoot it with my pistol.
Cool.
Fuck. I got an 11.
11 just barely misses. It ricochets off one of the rocks. Anything else you want to do, Knack?
Nah. I will go up to like since I saw Gradient kind of get hurt, I'm kind of like, they're like, hey, come get me, and I'll run up to kind of Gradient, push him out of the way, just so like that he doesn't die.
You're gonna kind of get in between the Mimic and Gradient.
Yeah. I'm like, hey, bird, get out of here.
Okay. Mavros, that's your turn.
I'm gonna cast Sacred Flame on its eye.
Cool.
It requires a Dex 14 save.
Okay.
What's
This
the
thing is bad
radius?
dex.
Is there a radius?
60 feet
I don't
range.
think so. I don't think it's
okay,
I don't think it's an area of effect.
Yeah.
Oh no.
It fails.
Okay. So we're gonna do 2 there, and then I'm gonna roll a d6.
No, the D6 does not. I think. Is it any attack for Hunter's Mark? Can you read me Hunter's Mark?
I believe it's any attack. Increase the range damage of all attacks made against the target.
Cool. Yeah. Then add your D6.
That's a 6.
So 8 damage total.
Big eights.
Cool. So yeah, this like flame descends from above, strikes this Mimic. It kind of like flails back, and this extra like booming force damage comes with it. Does 8 damage total to it. And Gradient, that's your turn. You're no longer grappled. Knack is standing in between you and the Mimic. What do you want to do?
So I like jump back like with my wing.
Cool. You do a big flat back.
Yeah, big flat back. Draw my longbow. Shoot my longbow. 16.
That hits.
It does slow, and I hit him for 10 damage, piercing.
Damn, 10 piercing damage?
Yes.
Did you add your Hunter's Mark?
No.
Holy shit.
Also, Hunter's Mark lasts for an hour.
Yeah.
Hell.
Hunter's Mark does 1 force damage.
So you're doing 11 damage total to this thing.
Yeah.
Plus it's slowed.
Yes. My
Holy
longbow
shit.
slows.
That's crazy. Okay. Yeah, you strike this thing, like basically you shoot your longbow arrow basically directly into its mouth. And there's this spray of this same like golden brown liquid everywhere, splatters against the ground, plus this like boom comes from within where the arrow struck, and this thing is like unhappy. It's kind of flailing around right now. That is the Mimic's turn. It is going to take its tongue attack at Knack now. And does an 11 hit Knack?
No.
Knack dodges out of the way of this tongue attack. And Knack, that's your turn.
How far is it? If I use my pistol again, will it be disadvantage?
I think so, because you're right up on it. What's the pistol's range?
Oh, that's true. Well,
It's
I
like
mean,
it should be
30
something
/ 90?
slash something. Yeah, so if you're within 30 feet, I think you have disadvantage on the shot.
All right. Well, then I'm going to attack with my. I'll just firebolt his eye again.
Cool.
Where are you getting the disadvantage from? Is it just all ranged weapons?
Yeah, so this is how it works in Baldur's Gate, and I think it's how it works in D&D, where all your ranged weapons will have
a range of 20 /
That's because it's also thrown.
Because it's thrown. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So any ranged weapon has a number / number. The first number is like the bottom of the range. The second number is the top of the range. And anything outside of that is going to have disadvantage, I think.
Oh, okay.
I missed, by the way.
You missed with your firebolt?
I did.
Cool. Yeah, you strike some wood on the ground. It singes. And Mavros, that's your turn. Unless you have anything else you want to do, Knack.
Nah.
Yeah, Mavros, that's your turn.
I'm gonna hit him with that Sacred Flame again.
Another Sacred Flame. It's a dex save.
Dex 14. What does being slow do?
Oh, that's a good point.
Disadvantage?
Slow. Yeah, wait.
You want me to just tell you?
Yeah, tell me.
It just reduces its speed by 10.
And it can't take reactions. Is that true?
The speed reduction doesn't.
Oh, so it's like it's not the spell slow. It's you slow its movement by 10.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Okay, got it.
Just want to double check.
Yeah.
Dex 14.
It failed. So give me some damage.
That'll do 5, and then I'll do the
Cool.
D6. And that'll do 6, so that's 11.
Oh my god. Damn, yeah. Y'all are kind of jumping this thing. It's like attack after attack, just these booming force, like basically second impacts after every attack that you make on it. Gradient, that's your turn.
I need a.
Would you say we're bringing the boom?
Our bows definitely
the
have
boom.
disadvantage. We're definitely not 80 feet away from this guy, right?
Is 80 feet the minimum range, the bottom range?
Yeah, this one says 80. Yeah.
That's crazy.
And my longbow was actually like 150.
I'll keep that.
Is the
in mind next
bottom?
time.
Yeah.
80.
for
Mine says
longbow.
80 and 320.
Let's look this up. Range attack.
Oh, normal range and long range. Oh,
5 feet.
So it's
Okay.
just within 5 feet.
okay.
That makes more sense.
Yeah, because I'm like,
So,
if
yeah.
I shoot like someone like
Yeah.
30 feet
Oh,
away,
okay.
yeah.
The first number is you have normal range, and the second number is you can hit them, but you have disadvantage.
Got it.
What if you're within 8? Like my short bow is 80 and 320.
Yeah, if you're that anything under 80 is the normal attack. Anything above 80 and under 320 is disadvantage.
And then you can't go past 320.
Makes sense.
But Knack, you
Oh.
would have had disadvantage because you're within 5 feet.
Yeah. No, that makes
Yeah.
sense for me.
So nothing has really been wrong that we've done so far.
Right.
So yeah,
Okay.
Gradient, take your attack.
Is it like close to dying?
It seems pretty hurt.
Okay, I aim for the mimic
Yeah,
or the 15.
that hits.
I just want to see if Corey thought I was gonna say I aim for him. 7 damage.
7 damage. Do your hunter's mark.
10 total.
10 total damage. Yeah, you shoot again, and another concussive blast hits this mimic. It's pissed. It is going to just
Go
last
sicko
effort
mode.
take a bite attack at Knack.
I go. Ah.
It's gonna miss again. Yeah, Knack, you make yourself big like a bear,
Yeah.
and it snaps at you,
Ah.
misses. Y'all have fucked this thing up. Knack, that's your turn.
After a successful dodge, I spit on the ground, and then I was gonna back up and just execution style with my pistol.
Yeah. I'll say you can do that. yeah.
Okay.
Like a finish
all
him?
right, let's. Okay, I got a 15.
15, that hits. Roll damage.
Do something cool with
It
your
does
pistol when you do it.
10 damage.
Yeah, that kills it. How do you want to kill this thing?
Ooh, it doesn't have eyes. I try to shoot the tongue off, basically. Like
Okay, cool.
execution
Keep it as a
style, try to
trophy.
shoot the tongue off. And I'm right when I dodged and moved into the pose of execution style, it was very smooth and standing tall, straight up.
Yeah.
And then
Cool. Yeah, you execution style shoot this tongue off. It does that thing where one of its limbs or something gets cut off and it spins around, goes "Ah!" and this this golden brown ooze is shooting everywhere, splattering all over the ground. And it finally falls back, chest top of the chest wide open. And the little stub of the tongue lolls out of its mouth and droops on the floor. And it is dead. you do notice this golden brown liquid that has been shooting out of all of its wounds. You do notice that pooling out onto the ground beside it.
I walk over and I
Cool.
dip
Good
my
roleplay.
talon.
I grab his talon like before it touches.
He doesn't know what I'm doing, obviously.
Oh,
You're gonna taste
okay.
it
Yeah. Why would he know what
okay,
I'm
so
doing?
you
so
were
I
gonna
did
touch
grab his talon
because we
before.
all knew what you were gonna do.
No, that's so stupid. That's like, that has to be an initiative, bro. Like, what?
Okay,
How-
fine. I attempt to prevent
Well, give
you
me-
from touching it.
Yeah, give me a grapple check between Knack and Gradient. So give me an opposed strength check, basically.
God, I'm so
Athletics,
weak.
opposed athletics.
Oh,
Oh, okay, I'm more athletic. I got a 13.
I got a 14.
Knack, you go to grab Gradient's talon, and he just kind of pushes your hand away with his other
Well,
talon.
the fact
I'm
that
like,
he
"Hey."
did attempt to do something like stops me. I'm like, what?
I'm like, I take like a piece of wood or like scrap and like touch it, like dip it.
Cool, yeah. Give me either a perception or a medicine check, Knack.
Perception or medicine. That's a,
And Gradient, since you're right there, you can give me
I got
one
a
too.
16.
Perception is 6.
6. Gradient, you can see that this liquid is like a sluggish, thick, goopy, like golden brown kind of ooze. Knack, as you bring this piece of wood with the liquid closer to your face, you feel its scent wash over you, and it smells just like how your mouth tasted when you discovered these new abilities within yourselves, like that same sour, acrid taste that you had when you were out in the snow outside of Karoti. And you took those new levels of weird classes.
Okay, Knack is gonna hold it up. Like he's gonna like catch the scent and he's like, interesting. And then he's gonna like hold it up to Gradient and be like, here, taste this.
Hey, maybe we'll level up.
You take a bite, like with your beak, it just like crunches on the
Yeah, Gradient fully eats the piece of wood. Gradient, give me a charisma saving throw.
5.
5. You don't level up, but you do feel like a mini version of that same like burning sensation, like that sensation that like your soul and your body and your bones were like getting overwritten by some kind of weird magic. Just like a very miniature subdued version of that. And then it subsides. Kind of the same thing, Mavros, that you felt when you touched the runes outside of the door.
How do
You
you
guys
feel?
gotta try this.
Yeah. Oh,
Okay,
yeah?
I'll give it a
Can-
taste.
Can it have any harmful properties?
I mean, Gradient failed the charisma saving throw and didn't like have anything long lasting that was hurting him.
Oh,
So you
okay.
can assume that it's safe to taste if you're just gonna pass it around.
All right, I'll dip my finger in it and
Yeah, Knack and Mavros, both of you give me a charisma saving throw.
I got a 4.
11.
You're both kind of buzzed. Like all of you are feeling kind of buzzed from this
We
weird.
just keep.
You're basically just eating mimic, like the blood of this mimic.
So we'll walk. So we like
wait,
look,
I
we
say
like
do it
look up
until
and
one
our
of
like
us passes
faces are
the.
dripping with.
You do it until you pass.
Yeah, until I pass like Christmas.
I'll say eventually one of you passes, and when you do pass, you just don't feel the burning sensation. Like you don't get high.
I take like that one last sip. I'm like, yeah, I'm over this.
Cool. Great. As you realize that it's kind of stupid that y'all are just fucking around with mimic blood, you do hear voices from outside the room say, like echoing from the doorway on the other side of the room, like kind of by where Mavros is. So Mavros, you hear this too. You hear someone say, they have to be down here somewhere. The commander said they broke the sewer gate. And you hear footsteps and torchlight approaching the doorway. What are y'all gonna do?
Is this the doorway we came in?
No, it's the other doorway. So y'all came in, Mavericks, I'm gonna move you to show you. Y'all came in from over here on this side. The doorway that you're hearing from is over here on this side. And this is where you are. You were lighting the torch on that wall. So you're right by the doorway right now. You do feel like you have some time before they get in here. Like, it's not like they're gonna get in here in like 2 seconds.
Yeah, I am one shot right now, so I
put out the torches.
I do my gust around the room.
Oh,
Nice,
cool.
nice.
Yeah.
Gradient gusts and all of the lights turn out.
And all of
That
the-
does mean that
all of the
neither
debris.
gradient.
Can I
What
get a
would you-
sense of how many there are if I roll like?
Yeah, give me a perception check.
Also,
I was
Yeah.
gonna say all the
All of
debris
them.
just like clashes against
Just
the
makes
walls.
so much
and it
sound.
makes So
It's so
much
loud.
sound.
They're like, "What was that? What was that?" And they kind of rush over. Nat, give me a. What'd you
I
get
got
for
9.
perception?
11.
It's not an overwhelming amount. Like you think back to when you were by the gate, entering Karoti, and like there were 10 sets of footsteps approaching y'all. This is far less.
My friends, I say we use the cover of darkness to attack them when they enter.
They know we're here though, because I just did that, right?
They know something's here.
Give me, all of you, give me either a history check or a nature check.
I'm one with nature.
I got
I got a
9.
2.
I'm also one with nature.
I had 23.
23.
Yeah.
Mavros, dwarves have dark vision.
Shit. Guys,
Wait, do you tell us?
Gradient and Knack, y'all are pretty confident in your plan right now. But Mavros,
guys,
Wait, to be fair, that wasn't my plan because I'm very low
that
on
was my
HP.
plan. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Gradient, I think you're right. These guys will be able to see us wherever we are in this room. We gotta.
Oh shit! I just opened.
Is there-
something.
Can I look around? You what?
You open the doors now.
Oh,
Open
can
book
you?
gaming on
Can we look around? Can we like climb up anywhere or?
The torches
hide
are
under
out, so
anything?
it's all you.
You're basically looking for places to hide.
Yes.
There are big rocks and big like piles of debris in here. I would say that you could hide some, like you could just say where you're trying. Like if you say I'm gonna hide under some debris, I would let you try to do that.
Okay, guys, let's just hide. Hey y'all,
Okay.
let's fucking hide.
I'm down
Okay.
for that.
Are y'all all hiding in the same place? Or you're gonna find your own pockets of debris to hide.
I go bottom left.
Okay. Gradient runs, hides under some debris in the bottom left. Knack, what are you gonna do?
Is there
No,
big
behind the
enough
rock.
debris for us
There's
to
big
all
enough
hide?
debris everywhere. They're
Okay.
like if you could also
I think we should
pile some
hide-
debris together.
Yeah, I think. Will it be more obvious?
No.
Oh my
No,
god!
I
just
think we
make
should
a decision.
hide in the same area.
hide with
Thoughts, Malvaros?
Yeah, I draw my bow and I'm like.
I think
perched
we
up
should
on the
consolidate our powers,
Okay, so you're all hiding in the same pile of debris.
but I won't
Yeah.
go bottom left. No,
rock.
I'm just kidding.
Bottomless.
Okay. All of y'all give me a stealth check.
Oh, fuck.
Oh god.
Bruh.
Oh, 7.
I have plus 23. I got a
23.
nat 1.
23. Since y'all hid together, we're taking the highest roll because you're hiding as a group.
It's
So-
not the
That doesn't make sense.
Big gradient
Knack,
moment.
that is actually what's in the handbook.
Oh, okay, that's funny.
That if you hide as a group, you take the highest one. Nat kind of trips on his way to the
I put my feather
the-
under him and he collapses slightly.
yeah. The sound just barely muffles enough so that the guards don't hear Knack fall. And yeah, Gradient basically pulls Knack under the debris. Mavericks, you run over, making some noise, but there was such a loud clash of debris against the wall.
Are we still high? By the way?
You are still high, so this is kind of fun for y'all.
So I'm like, are we under it or like behind it where we can like draw our weapons and kind of still be hidden?
You're under it, but I'll say that you could like find a little like
Crevasse.
yeah, a little
A little
crevasse
cranny?
and pull your bow.
I quit pointing that shit at me.
Oh, sorry, I can't see.
Yeah, you actually can't see Gradient at all.
Put your goddamn bow away. You can't see it anyway.
But since everyone went to where you were, Gradient, I think we'll still allow you to. But Mavros tried to go over there without vision.
Well,
I'm just gonna allow this. I'm just gonna
like maybe he used
The fire.
thaumaturgy to
yeah, true. We'll say it.
and I can see everyone, so I could direct it.
He lit all
Yeah,
the wood
true.
on fire.
So basically, Gradient, as your bow pointed towards the door, Knack, from that same vantage point, you can see 3 dwarven guards burst into this room. And they kind of stand there, look around. One guard goes, "The hell is this place?" And another says, "These mines are old as shit. Who knows what's down here?" And the third guard says, "Hurry up and look around. The sooner we find them, the sooner we get to leave this creepy ass place." And they're looking around, kind of poking around the debris. You see one guard gets close to your pile, kind of pokes at it, looks.
I start sweating because I thought that they were gonna be familiar with this room, and that they were like, "Oh, they must have already beat it," and like, I did. Yeah, but that's my reaction, at least.
No, they don't seem like they know where they are
Yeah.
or like what they're doing.
And I'm like, "Oh shit, they're gonna look around."
And as they're poking at your pile, it's kind of like the classic movie moment where this guy almost finds you, and then another guard says something, and he turns around and walks away.
And then you go, and then he.
Yeah. And then one guard says, "Doesn't look like they're here." Then the other guard says, "Let's move on. This place freaks me out." And they continue out through the door that y'all came in through, leaving you alone in this room. And that's where we're gonna stop.
I want y'all all to know how hard it was for me to not say something during
Looks like
the
they're not
only
here.
good
Yes,
stealth
we are.
roll.
Yeah.
Yes, we are.
Like one of the dwarves like picks up a rock, is like, "Oh yeah, I got plenty of those."
What if we had
yeah.
not fought the mimic, and would they have gone to the chest and been fucked? Sorry, Ben.
You
Would
can
they?
say-
Well, I don't know
allowed
what
to
Paris
curse.
wants. I don't know what Paris wants.
No, she said curse words are
okay.
fine.
Yeah.
Would they have had to fight the mimic, and we just watched?
That would be
That's a
so
good
funny.
question. If y'all hadn't fought the mimic and just moved on,
Would we have?
you
beaten
wouldn't
the
have
guards?
encountered the guards there.
Mhm.
You would have encountered
Yeah.
them further up.
Gotcha.
That's true. Unless we dilly-dallied for a while without opening
Which you tend
the
to do.
chest.
We searched every pile.
Yeah,
of
unless we were in a bakery in that room for like a couple of seconds.
7 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Opened up
I think
shop.
that's a good place to start a bakery.
Yeah, short session, basically just a mimic fight, but we'll continue next time.
Should we keep some of the blood?
Yeah, be like, yo, let's
As soon
keep
as
this
they
shit for
leave, you're
later.
like shoveling it into your satchel.
We're addicted
satchel.
to mimic
I will
blood.
say that if you do want to look inside the mimic's mouth, there is a glass bottle. I did include a glass bottle in it.
So we can keep some blood?
You could keep some blood.
All
if
right,
you
I
want.
obviously
There's
am
like-
the one that does that.
Okay, as soon as the guards leave, Gradient, like a little fiend.
No, wait, hold
Like
on. Let's
crawls
reenact this. Let's reenact this. All right. Hey,
Like we don't know about it.
so I
yet.
forgot his name.
Who?
Mavros. I need fire.
What do you need fire for?
Just light it up just a little bit.
what
I
the hell are you
sprint.
doing?
I like predator over to the mimic because I saw like a glimmer, and I run over thinking it's like something crazy, and I'm like, even better. And I grab the bottle and scoop up some of that good golden
That nectar?
juice, that nectar, that cream, and I
Cool, yeah.
stash it away into my satchel. And
What'd you
look
And that's
find?
where
at
that's where we hit the to be continued in the episode is with
He's like
Gradient
chugging all of
it. I'm drinking it right now.
desperately shoveling
Shock-
liquid
he
into like
stabs
a
the bottle and
vial.
shotguns it. You
Yeah.
continue.
Okay. Thanks everyone for listening. We'll be back with episode 4 of Blunder Dungeon.
Ciao.
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 Welcome back everyone to Blunder Dungeon. This is episode
Woo!
3. Yeah, welcome back. I'm Cam. I'm the DM, the Dungeon Master, and I'm here with Austin Woolsey.
Absolutely. Benny C here.
Penny C. And I'm here with Paris.
Hello, Allison.
Yeah. Let's get into a recap. How does that sound?
Wonderful.
Wonderful. Last time, Benny and Allison woke up in a desert. After catching your breath, you walked a bit to a cliff where below you saw a tabaxi leaned up against a wagon. You quickly befriended the tabaxi, who introduced herself as Violet Knight and agreed to travel with Violet as she made her way back to her clan, the clan of the Hidden Oasis. Violet also told you that she was on her way back from Valuka, a city in the northern wastes, and that her partner Bird was arrested there on suspicion of stealing. Benny was surprised to hear that you were in the northern wastes, as you thought that they were devoid of civilization. On the way, you all encountered a giant spider, which through Benny's magical bass clarinet playing, and Allison's newfound strength, you were able to defeat. A grateful Violet guided you to her clan's encampment, where you were able to convince the leader Emerald River that you were no threat to the clan. Violet showed you around, and you headed to the shops, where you met Mellow Cake, an old tabaxi woman who ran the shop. Benny eyed some tools, which Mellow told you that you could have if you helped them save a camel who had fallen into a ravine. She called out for Barry, a large tabaxi, who showed you to the camel. Benny was able to use the spider webs that he looted off of the spider to climb down and secure the camel. The camel was obviously spooked, and when you casted Speak with Animals, all you heard it say was that it didn't know how it got into the ravine. With the combined strength of Benny, Allison, Barry, and Bax, you were able to haul the camel out of the ravine. Benny noticed that the camel smelled strange and familiar, but he couldn't place the smell. As a reward for saving the camel, you received the tools and a healing potion. You made your way to the dinner tent, where they were passing water around from a gourd. You quickly realized that the gourd was magical and had a never-ending supply of water. Benny performed My Way by Frank Sinatra on the bass clarinet, which got the whole tent dancing. Allison, you were served a cup of water from the magical gourd, but when you went to take a sip, you noticed a smell from the water. It smelled just like your mouth tasted after you were stabbed by the syringe at Sparklework. And that is where we are now. So, Allison, you've just smelled this water. You've just had this revelation about this infinite water gourd. And Benny, as you're playing bass clarinet for the tent full of tabaxi, where everyone's still dancing and having a great time, you have also smelled this even as you're playing. And you recognize the smell to be the smell that you smelled on the camel after you pulled him out of the ravine. And Violet is beside both of you, sipping at her cup of water. What do y'all want to do?
Oh,
I think
wow.
we ended last time with Allison whispering Benny as he was playing bass clarinet.
Benny.
Not now. I'm kind of killing it up here.
Benny, I just need 1 minute.
Boys, and he looks over to a band that isn't there, and says, B flat blues, and then turns back to and just riff. I don't have very long. We're gonna lose him.
Okay. Benny and Allison kind of nods to the corner for him to follow, and I want to kind of lead him out of sight for a minute.
Benny empties his spit valve into the infinite pool.
The infinite gourd.
The infinite gourd.
I'll say that you reach to empty your spit valve, and the chef that's holding the infinite gourd kind of pulls the gourd away and looks at you questioningly.
All of this attention has gone straight to my head, and I kind of give him a look that he doesn't have very long in show business.
He seems to actually understand what you're saying and nods, and then continues down the line and continues to pour water. And as y'all kind of make your way to this corner, Violet kind of watches you curiously as she sips her water.
Benny.
I'm smoking a cigarette.
Benny, I think I have a feeling about something, and I don't want you to think that I'm crazy, but I feel like we're still in the show. I think this is all
What?
part of it, and I feel like we're being watched.
Well, yeah. I mean, did you see the audience in there?
That's not what I mean. Did you taste anything weird when you drank the water?
To be clear, Benny hasn't drank the water yet. I don't think either of you have drank the water.
Oh, we just smelt it.
You went to take a sip, Allison, and you smelled it, and then you stopped.
Oh, did Benny smell it?
Benny smelled it as he was playing bass clarinet. It kind of wafted up to him.
Okay. Did you smell that?
Well, I kind of attributed it to not cleaning my bass clarinet in a while. But it did smell familiar. Almost like when we were in the show and were stabbed by that syringe.
Do you see what I mean? That maybe this is all part of it and we have to get back?
I guess that would explain how we got here so quickly.
Can I look to see if Tabitha's watching us? Or not Tabitha. Why did I say that? Violet? I don't know where that came from.
Tabitha!
Violet is kind of casting glances at you, but give me like an insight check.
Okay.
See if you can read her expression.
16.
16. She seems genuinely curious. Like she's not really watching you. She's like looking over at you as like almost like a host would when like if like you brought like somebody to meet your group of friends and that person is like off by themselves, and like that's kind of how Violet is glancing at you, like kind of like worried that you're not having a good time a little bit.
Do you think we can trust Violet and ask her?
Well, I guess if your theory is correct, then anyone could be an actor or not even real. Maybe you should pinch me. And I wince as I hold out my arm.
Why don't you
Just
pinch,
do it.
You pinch me.
Okay.
Allison holds out her arm.
I pinch her.
It hurts a little bit, but nothing changes in your perception of reality.
Well, we're still here.
Tell me something that only you would know.
But you wouldn't know it just anyway.
Only you would know.
Violet gets up and walks towards y'all, and says, "Is everything okay?"
Yes.
Yes.
Violet, have you ever met anyone like us before? Like that's just kind of like stumbled into your world?
Are you talking about like the teleporting thing?
Yeah.
No. This is a very unique experience for me.
Cut. And I look for her reaction.
Give me an insight check.
11.
She's staring at you blankly.
Take 5.
Violet, do you trust us?
I think so. I mean, you saved my life from a spider. That was pretty cool.
Can I try something? I'm not gonna hurt you. I just want to like pinch your arm for a second.
She seems a little confused, but she does hold out her arm. Yeah.
Okay, I pinch her arm.
She goes, "Ow. What was that for?"
Oh, she could be a really good actor.
We're fine. We'll be back at the table in a minute. Just Benny got a little nervous with all the attention.
What, are you kidding me? I take a drag of my cigarette.
She goes, "Okay, sure." And she just kind of walks back over to where she was sitting and sits back down.
I don't know, Benny, but we have to get back. I need to get back.
Maybe we shouldn't drink the water. But I mean, how are we going to survive?
Or maybe one of us should. Allison, like, does that stare at Benny like, who should drink the water?
Benny smacks his giant hippo lips together and says, I am pretty thirsty.
Just a little, and then we see what happens.
Just a little bit.
And we saw Violet drink the water, right?
Yeah, she was drinking it. Everyone was drinking it.
Everyone was drinking.
Okay. Well, we'll just keep an eye on each other, and we won't leave each other behind.
Yes, I won't leave you behind.
Okay. Allison,
Yes.
I'm really scared. I've never even gone to overnight camp. I've never been this far away from my parents.
Allison's gonna look at Benny and then like, is there any water near us?
I mean, your cups are like a few steps away.
Okay.
But like people are drinking their cups.
Okay.
Like they have their cups in their hand.
Okay. I'll look at Benny and say, I understand. And then I'll go and I'll go to take a sip and say, you protect me, and then I'll take a sip.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. You take a sip, Allison, and you taste the same taste that you like. It tastes like it smells. You recognize the taste from when you got stabbed with a syringe. You don't feel anything happen to you.
Well, I feel good.
Benny slaps her across the face.
Allison looks in panic at Benny. What was that for?
I don't know. I was kind of making sure you're real and not going to attack me.
The pinch wouldn't do.
Well, I don't know.
I think Allison just kind of sits down and looks at Benny and says, I guess it's I'm wrong. I don't know.
Are y'all? Where are y'all right now?
I guess we walked
Back at
back
the
over
table.
to the
Yeah,
table.
sorry.
I think Violet overhears you and says, "You're wrong about what?"
I think I just was.
We don't know if anything is real.
Well, not really that. It's that you can understand how we just showed up here and there was a show and we're kind of thinking that this is all part of the show. Not that
Your entire
you're
perception
not
of
real,
reality could be fake. It could be made up for entertainment purposes.
But we trust you, but we also don't. We're just trying
Everything
to
could
figure it
revolve
out.
around us.
Right. Well, have you guys tried the food? It's pretty good.
Oh,
And you look down and you see like this stew over rice with some cactus is on plates in front of you.
You have no thoughts about what we said?
About your perception of reality?
Yes.
I don't know. I mean, I've never seen a show. I honestly don't understand anything that y'all have said. I mean, I know that you said you were auditioning for a show and then you got stabbed by something and then you got teleported and now you're here. But I mean, honestly, saying insane shit like that is pretty par for the course with you two. So I'm kind of just trying to act like it's normal.
Benny is halfway through his soup, and then he says, "Is there water in this?"
I mean, I guess they probably used water to make it.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like a stew.
We might both have drank the water then.
Do you taste anything?
Do I taste anything?
No, not really.
Okay.
It tastes the strongest in your cups.
Okay.
Like it smells the strongest in your cup.
Violet, do you ever feel like you're being watched?
No,
Benny
I
is
guess
just
like
staring wide-eyed.
I guess when I travel, like when I go on my trading expeditions, I do worry about like bandits and monsters and stuff out in the desert, but not here, not when I'm here at home.
Can you tell us what happened to Sky? Like
Who's
the
Sky?
whole
Oh, are you talking about Bird?
Bird. Why do I keep making up names? I don't know where they're coming from. I just went to write down Sky too. Bird.
Yeah, you want to hear about Bird? Well, he got arrested for shoplifting. I wasn't with him at the time. We were in Voluka trying to trade our clan's goods for, the stuff that I brought back in the tent. Some meat, food, building supplies. Stuff
Morally
like that.
wrong. Deviant.
Well, I can't say. I personally did not steal. I can't say whether or not he did. We haven't in the past.
Accomplice.
Right. Well, all I know is that he got picked up, and I had a feeling that they were going to pick me up as well. So I skipped town with the goods that I had traded for already.
But you don't want to go help him?
I mean, I do. It's dangerous in Voluka. I was probably going to bring Barry or somebody else with me to see if we could figure out a way to understand what's happening with Bird, whether or not he's still alive, whether or not he's being held captive somewhere. But I if they picked Bird up for stealing, which I don't think he did, then who's to say what they would try to pin on the rest of us?
I guess what we need to do is go home. And we need to know if I see my parents, then I know that I'm safe and back home. And because there's no one that can pretend to be my parents.
Allison's going to be zoned out during this time, looking through Bax's eyes for a minute while Benny's talking.
Okay, keep going, Benny, and then we can figure out what Bax is doing.
My parents, it's that love couldn't be fabricated, if you know what I mean. What can we do to get back to Goshly?
Well, you would have to travel out of the northern waste. Probably the easiest way to get to the mainland would be traveling to the southwest and taking a ship to the Orcish coast. That's the closest area of civilization. To get there, I mean, you'd have to pass through Voluka and down down the coast of the northern waste.
Okay. It sounds like maybe we could help each other out, and we could help you get Bird, and maybe if we all stick together, we'll be safe or safer on our trip back home. Because I have a chair test next week, and I just can't miss it. I need to defend my first chair.
Honestly, yeah, that sounds good to me. You're saying you would travel with me to Voluka.
Yes. Yeah, if I didn't have my chair test next week and I didn't really miss my parents, then I would travel anywhere with you.
Well, thank you. You are kind of weird and offensive to me, but I do owe you quite a bit. So what do you say we head out in the morning?
Okay. Allison, what do you think about the plan?
Oh yeah, Allison, what are you watching through Bax's eyes right now?
I think I told Bax to just keep an eye on the entrance, so I just want to look around and see if I see anything.
The entrance to the tent y'all are in?
Yeah.
I mean, people like Tabaxi are starting to file out. Dinner is kind of over. Nobody suspicious comes in. No suspicious activity. Seems pretty calm.
Okay, I'll pop back. Did I miss anything?
Allison, I just pinched you like 3 times.
Oh, sorry. You know by now that I just sometimes I go.
You're a bit of a space ball.
A little bit.
That's really going to mess up, we had an experiment, we had a control, and I knew how you reacted. And then the variable.
Benny, did I miss anything?
We're going to go back home. And I don't know where home is for you, but I need to get back to my parents. And Violet wants to help Bird. And I feel like it's better if we all travel together. The more the merrier.
Okay.
Are you coming with us?
Yeah, I need to get home too.
Which is?
I don't know. Here and there.
You see Violet like stands up and says, "All right, well, I'll talk to y'all in the morning. There should be, honestly, feel free. There are mats in here. We don't have a ton of space elsewhere. You feel free to camp in this tent for tonight."
Well, thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you for the hospitality. Oh, look, everyone is walking in circles before they lie down in their mats.
Actually, everyone's leaving. Like, y'all are like going to where they sleep. Y'all are kind of being left alone in this big tent.
Okay.
And Violet says, "All right, well, good night."
Good night.
Good night.
Love you.
Allison's back.
Violet pretends like she didn't hear you, and she walks out, leaving the two of you alone.
I think Allison feels kind of awkward after that interaction with Benny, so she just says, "All right, good night," and tries to go straight to bed.
Good night. You wouldn't want to read me a bedtime story, would you?
Allison doesn't respond and turns over the other way.
Okay. I guess I'll do my nighttime warm down. Then he begins playing the bass clarinet.
Allison
Just really low, sad notes.
Allison tells Bax to come
My way.
and and to go like kind of lay next to Benny and try and like get him to get all sleepy.
Vinny instantly he scratches Bax's tummy and then falls asleep.
Okay. So the two of you are falling asleep.
Yes.
Yep.
All right.
Sorry, cough for so long.
I'm gonna say, Allison, you fall asleep, and you start dreaming. And we're gonna go into a flashback. So, Allison, I'm gonna send you this document in Discord. It's gonna be the stats for young Allison.
Oh.
Woolsey, you are going to play as Bax, the pseudo dragon.
Cool.
And Paris, you have stats for Bax, right?
Yes, I do.
These stats for young Allison are very it's a very like it's not a very flushed out character sheet, but it should be all the stats that you need for what we're gonna do. So Allison, your dream starts with you walking through the front gates of Goshthi. You're much younger than you are now, and you're a little bit smaller. You feel yourself being jostled back and forth by this crush of people that are also heading into Goshthi. They carry all kinds of goods for trading. Some people have baskets on their heads filled with fruit, grain, and sewn clothing. Others ride horses that haul wagons full of harvests from the farms that ring the city. I'm going to ask you, how old do you think you are in this dream?
You 13?
13? I'll say that as you're walking into the city, you see a horse-drawn wagon riding the opposite way, and you see this human man who looks about like a young boy who looks about your age, riding the opposite way. It looks like his wagon was full of had a harvest that he just brought into the city. So as you're walking into Goshthi, the only thing that's keeping you from drowning in this sea of common folk is the hulking figure of a tiefling man in front of you. He has short platinum hair that juts out at odd angles, and it's partially covering his short red horns as his head bobs above the crowd. And you think to yourself for the millionth time about how he always tells you that while you inherited his hair and eye color, the rest of your features come from your mother. His cape that trails behind him, clipped to his leather armor. He has a cape that trails behind him that's clipped to his leather armor and covers a great sword that's slung across his back. And you grip his cape to keep yourself from losing him, but just lightly enough so that he won't notice and snap at you for it. Bax clings to your shoulder as you follow the procession, looking around nervously as you're being bumped back and forth. And Bax is the one gift that your father ever gave to you. Thus, Bax is the most important thing in your life. Finally, this throng of people fans out as you burst through the bottleneck that is the city gate. You feel yourself able to breathe again, although you weren't previously aware that you were holding your breath. And your father turns to you, and as he does this, you hurriedly drop his cape before he notices that you are holding it. And he stares at you with these red, piercing eyes. And you always feel yourself shrink when he looks at you. And he says, "All right, you know the drill."
Can you talk me through it again?
Yeah. You He does. He talks you through it. And I'm gonna say you kind of do know the drill. You just kind of like talking to him, and you and your father have never had money, so you tend to make pit stops in big cities to steal food for your travels. And Gashti is always the mother lode, and you feel excited knowing that you'll probably be able to steal enough food to satisfy him today. And he says, I have an errand to run. I'll meet you outside the gates in an hour. And with that, he's disappeared into the crowd before you know it. So Allison, you've been here before, and you know the lay of the land. You and Bax immediately make your way toward the market. And you dodge through the pedestrians that fill the streets of Lower Gashti, going about their daily routines. And eventually you turn a corner and you find yourself in the market. I'm going to share my screen. This is just an image of a pseudo dragon that I found online. It might not necessarily be be exactly what Bax looks like. Just like how this image of Allison is definitely not what she actually looks like. So you find yourselves in the market. It's this long, narrow alley that stretches as far as the eye can see. There are vendors selling all kinds of goods, meats, vegetables, clothes, jewelry, tools, and even weapons. There are also shady characters that linger on the fringes, eager to make deals and trades with passerby. So here's how this is going to work. There are 6 vendors that you can try to steal from. They have scaling difficulty in this order. So the produce tent is the easiest. The tools are the second easiest. Then the meat, the clothes, the weapons, and the jewelry. The harder a booth is to steal from, the more happy it'll make your dad when you show him what you got. But you know that as soon as you're caught stealing, you're going to be kicked out of the market and you won't be able to steal anything else. So the default check for stealing from one of these stands is going to be a sleight of hand check. But if you give me like a different method that you have for stealing, I'll consider allowing you to use a different check depending. And Bax can give the help action on anything that you're doing, given that Bax does something worth having that. So where are you going to start, and what are you going to do?
I think I'll go to the produce.
Okay. So you approach the produce. Bax, are you like following? How are you moving around?
How old is Bax? Like very.
It's up to Allison.
I think I probably have had you for like 3 years at this point.
Okay.
So maybe I don't know.
Okay. Bax
Young.
marches straight to the meat tent.
Okay.
Allison snaps her fingers and
Wow.
whistles at Pax. Can I talk at this point in like can I talk to Bax like mentally right now or not?
I don't
yet?
think so.
No, I would. Okay. All right. So I'll just snap and be like, Bax. Bax.
Bax kind of motions his head over to the meat.
Allison walks over to Bax and picks him up.
Okay. So Allison, you're approaching the produce stand?
Yes, and I
just
wanna
like walking up to it.
Yeah, I want to walk straight up.
Cool. You see like a vendor there, dealing with another customer, handing them some like heads of lettuce.
Okay.
Bax gags.
I'm gonna walk up to I'm gonna wait till like there's like a pause, and then I'm gonna say, excuse me.
Yeah.
I haven't eaten in a really long time, and I don't really have anything, and I'm just wondering if there's anything you can spare, and I'm hoping to persuade.
He kind of sighs. Yeah, give me a persuasion check, because it's not a deception check, because you actually probably haven't eaten in a while.
Can I nudge? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, oh, what are you doing?
I nudge Bax to like try and look cute.
I do. Can I do a constitution check to see if I can pretend to want the food?
Yeah.
You're gonna hurt me.
Okay. That's a 17. So
17.
So Bax does big, like Puss in Boots eyes.
Yeah. The vendor kind of looks back and forth between the two of you. And with Bax's help, you can have advantage on this roll, on this persuasion.
Okay, nice. That's a 15.
15. The vendor kind of stares at you for a little and goes, "Ugh, fine." And he tosses you like a carrot and a potato.
Thanks.
All right. Well, that was quite literally charity, so you're welcome. And he like shoos you away.
Bax holds up his little his paws, asking for expecting his share.
Give me a persuasion check with disadvantage.
That's charisma's 10, 5.
5. The vendor goes, I just gave her, so this for both of you.
Wow.
Go away. Go away.
Wow. He storms
The
off.
Bax is Gary. Cool. Yeah. Y'all exit this tent. Where do you want to go next?
Wow.
I think I'm gonna go to the weapons,
Okay.
but I'm going to motion. I guess Bax can't really understand me. Have Bax and I done this before?
I think that, yeah, for sure. Bax has done this with you before. And I think that, like, y'all know each other's cues. I just don't think you can communicate telepathically.
Sure. I'm gonna kind of motion to the meat stand and be like, and like wave my hands like cause a scene.
Okay.
Bax lowers his sunglasses and winks and heads off to the meat stand.
Okay. So, Bax, you approach this meat stand. How are you going to create a distraction? What are you going to do?
Is it like a, what's going on in the meat stand? How many people are there?
There's like 3 people probably looking around. Like they have beef, they have pork, they have poultry. And they might even have like some fish on ice, on the side. And so there are people just like kind of walking around viewing the wares. And there's a vendor who's kind of standing back a little boredly watching people, look at everything.
Okay. Bax wants to try and sneak inside the body of a fish
Okay.
and run around as if the fish is moving around the store.
Okay. Give me a stealth check to sneak.
Okay, that's a 13.
13. Ugh. It was gonna be hard because there were so many people looking around. I had it at a 15.
That's fair.
Somebody,
fair.
one of the customers.
That was his
goes,
plan, at least.
One of the customers goes, "Hey, there's a little dragon thing."
Wow.
The vendor goes, "What? Get out of here!" And the vendor goes to grab at you, Bax. Give me a dexterity save.
I'm gonna try to bite as many ankles as I can.
Okay, well, give me a dexterity save first to avoid getting grabbed.
Okay. What is a 15? What is a plus? That's probably a +2. 9.
Oh shit! Yeah, that just barely does it. It's just a meat vendor, so I had it at 9. But he grabs at you. He grabs your tail, and you barely manage to squirm away. and you kind of crash down onto the ground, and you're biting ankles as you go.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm biting as many ankles as I can.
Yeah, you nip at ankles. Everyone's like jumping up, going and Allison, you hear a commotion starting to take place as you make your way to the weapons tent. Are you like sneaking up? Are you just walking up?
I want to sneak to the back of the weapons tent.
Okay, give me a stealth check with advantage if you're sneaking.
Okay. Ooh. Nat 20.
Nat 20. I'm gonna say that you make it to around the back of the weapons tent. I'm gonna say with a nat 20, you can grab 2 weapons. There are daggers, there are short swords, there are long swords, there are bows, short bows.
I'll grab a bow and a. Will I have to? I don't want to like get it to be obvious that I'm carrying something. I'll just grab a bow and a dagger.
Okay, you grab a bow and a dagger. I'll say that you don't really have to worry about people like. It would be annoying if you had to worry about like people seeing all the stuff that you were carrying.
Okay, I'll grab a bow and the longsword then.
A bow and a long sword. Okay. Yeah, you grab those 2, and I'm assuming you're gonna walk away quickly.
Yes.
Cool. You walk back to the middle. Bax, you see Allison's kind of finished over there, and you scurry over to her as everyone's kind of yelling at you from the meat stand.
Yeah, I'm wearing a fish.
I wave at the meat stand. I'm like, sorry.
The vendor's like, watch your fucking pet.
Yeah, sorry.
He flips you off back.
I flip my fin. Somehow it's flipping off.
Your fish fin.
Yeah, my fish fin.
Oh.
Yeah.
And then I eat my way out of an egg. Out of the fish like it's an egg.
Okay. Like you hatch out of it.
Like I've been born. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Where do y'all want to go next?
I'll go. You said it's produce, tools, meat, clothes, weapons, jewelry?
It's produce, tools, meat, clothes, weapons, jewelry. Yeah.
Okay. I guess I'll go to jewelry.
Jewelry.
Yes.
Bax, are you going with her?
Yeah, Bax is eyeing a pair of earrings.
Okay. Yeah, Bax is on your shoulder. Allison kind of looking at some earrings. How are you approaching this?
Do I see people like trying things on?
Yeah.
Okay, I guess I'll walk up and start acting like I'm trying things on.
Okay. And what are you doing? Like just slipping things in your pocket or something like that?
Are there rings?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll just start trying on rings. And I'll put my... Yeah, I want to try on rings and then try and pretend like I've been wearing them and start looking at something else and then put my hands in my pockets.
Yeah, give me I think that would be a sleight of hand. The shopkeeper is watching everyone, sees you trying on rings, kind of looks at you funny.
It's a 13.
A 13. You are trying on rings and you kind of go to put your hand in your pocket. You're a small, scrawny, young half elf, and one of the rings slips off your finger, clatters on the ground, and the shopkeeper goes, "Hey, what are you doing?"
Oh, I was just trying them on and I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
Yeah, you didn't mean to. Get out of here. Go.
Okay. And I'll leave everything and leave.
Okay, you're heading out of the market.
I'll just leave the jewelry stand.
Okay, got it. Oh, you're leaving all the rings on the jewelry stand?
Oh, she didn't see.
She knows.
She knows I have them. Yeah,
Yes.
I'll leave them all
Okay.
there.
Got it.
Yeah.
Cool. You leave all the rings there, and the shopkeeper at the jewelry stand calls across to the clothes stand and goes, "Be careful. This one's a little thief."
No, I
Meow,
wouldn't.
meow, meow.
I'll look at the clothes stand kind of in defeat and walk away.
Okay, walk away from the clothes stand or from the market as a
Yeah.
whole.
I'll walk away from the market as a whole.
Okay, so you walk back the way you came, kind of back towards the gate. As you are leaving, one of the kind of shady guys on the outskirts who's approaching people, kind of on the down low, walks up to you and goes, "Hey, good work out there. You have fast hands."
Thanks.
You know what? I'm willing to make a trade, out of the goodness of my heart. Something for an aspiring hustler like yourself.
What kind of trade?
Well, if you give me the stuff you just nabbed, I'll give you this. And he holds out a necklace with a locket on it. He says, "Super special. It breaks my heart to part with it, but I always want to give back to the young folks out there." And he beckons you to come closer so that he can whisper something to you. And he says, "It's magic.
What kind of magic?
I can't reveal too much. This is a negotiation after all."
Can I motion to Bax to try and pull on his, what is he wearing?
The guy?
Yeah.
Normal clothes.
Can I motion to Bax to try and I want Bax to pull on him or distract him from behind, and I'm gonna try and swipe the locket and run.
Yeah, Bax, what are you gonna do?
Max doesn't even look at Allison, but just goes straight for his ankles.
Okay, yeah. Bax jumps off. Give me I guess just an attack roll, Bax. What do your stats have an attack on there?
Would it be it'd probably be Dex or Strength?
It'd be strength probably. Do you have a proficiency bonus?
My Strength is 6. I'm not seeing a proficiency bonus. I'm sure it'd be like a bite attack.
Yeah, bite
I can
attack.
look up if there's a normal
Actions
Snow
bite
Dragon.
+4 to hit.
Okay.
1d4 +2 on a hit.
Oh yeah. Give him a bite attack. And you're not really trying to kill him, so we're not gonna really worry about the damage. It's just about
Yeah.
making contact.
That's a 14.
Yeah, that hits. So Allison, you see Bax dives down, bites at this guy's ankle, nips him. The guy goes, "Ah!" And he's not really paying attention to the locket in his hand. You're gonna swipe it.
Yes.
Give me a sleight of hand check with advantage.
22.
22. You do grab it.
Yay.
And you're gonna take off.
Yeah, and I want to try and take off and then hide in the first place I can.
Okay, yeah. You run. Bax kind of runs after you, catches up to you. The guy goes, "Hey, where are you going?" And the guy starts chasing after you. You're gonna dive into some kind of alleyway or
Yeah.
the first doorway or something. Cool. Give me a stealth check to hide from this guy. I'm gonna say he's not very good. Probably.
14.
Yeah, that does it. So this guy's walking around looking, and you see him kind of creep up to the alleyway that you're at. You're hiding behind I don't know, some kind of whatever there is in alleyways. and he looks around. You almost feel like he's going to see you, and then he walks past. And you are home free.
Woohoo.
Are you going to head back to the gate?
Yes.
Okay. So you're sitting out by the gate waiting for your dad. It's dusk now, and you can feel your stomach grumble. You haven't eaten all day. And finally, you see him emerge from the gate, this huge tiefling man, and your heart drops when you realize that he seems like he's in a bad mood. You can always tell. And he barely looks at you as he strides past you and towards the forest. And he says, "What'd you get?"
I got some food and a bow and a long sword, and then I think you'll be excited about this. I found this guy, and he was trying to make a deal, and I Bax helped me, and we got this, and I'll hold out the locket.
You hold out the locket. He looks at it, takes it, says, "You got this from just like a guy?"
Yes, I stole it.
Oh. All right. Well, I mean, this doesn't really look like it's worth anything, but good work on the other stuff.
Thank you.
Yeah. What'd you say?
Meow meow.
Oh, man. And yeah, Allison, even that small piece of praise sends your spirits through the roof. And your memory suddenly shifts. And it's later that night. You are standing in a clearing in the dire forest, a place that you've always hated. The shadows seem to have a mind of their own in the dire forest, creeping up behind you no matter where you turn. And you stand in a clearing, surrounded by torches that were set up by your father. You hold a short sword in 2 trembling hands as your father stands before you holding a wooden training sword. His prized possession, his great sword, sits on the grass off to the side. And Bax watches from a tree branch up above, his eyes filled with concern. And your father says, "All right, attack me." And you lunge forward. Give me an attack roll.
Attack with a... Is there any modifier?
Yeah.
Oh.
Sorry, I didn't put your attack on there.
Oh, I see. No,
oh
I
yeah,
see.
short sword.
You did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, my bad.
That's
13.
13. Your father just barely deflects your sword to the side, and he says, "Again." 5. He deflects it to the side effortlessly. And Woolsey, I'm gonna have you roll this. He takes a swing back at you with his wooden training sword. It's a +8. Woolsey.
14.
14. Allison, that hits you. He kind of smacks you sharply on the wrist. And he says, "You're looking right where you're going to attack. Do it again."
Okay. 5.
5. Again, deflects it to the side. Woolsey, give me an attack roll.
13.
13. That hits, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This time smacks you in the shoulder. And he says, "Fix your footwork. Do it again."
7. Oh, wait.
7.
Sorry. 9.
9. Deflects it to the side again. Woolsey, give me an attack roll.
19.
19. This time he brings the wooden training sword, smacks you across the face with it, and then you feel yourself lose consciousness. And gradually you wake up. You feel cool bark behind your back. You sit up, and you realize that your dad has leaned you up against a tree. You wake up and you see your father preparing the ritual, and your stomach sinks to your feet. And you hate the ritual. It's something that your father has been doing with you ever since you can remember. and you hear the carrots and the potato that you got from the market are sizzling off to the side, cooking in a pan over the campfire. And you watch your dad lit by the campfire and the torches that he set up. You watch as he's going through all the familiar steps that you're used to. He lights a little bit of incense in the campfire and he waves it around the area. He sprinkles a circle of powdered ruby, the only thing that you've ever seen him buy with real gold. He sprinkles that in the grass. And then finally he takes his flask from his bag and he whispers something to it. And you've never ever been allowed to touch his flask. You never see him drink from it. You only see him use it during his rituals. He sprinkles water from the flask into the center of the circle. Then he sits down and he locks eyes with you and he says, "Ready?"
Do we have to tonight? I feel like it's been a day.
You
Can
know
we
have
do
to
it Okay, Allison goes and sits down.
Okay, yeah. You sit cross-legged across from him, just outside of the circle of powdered rubies. And then the chanting starts. And you've never known what the words mean, but they're ingrained into your soul. It's a strange language that you've never heard anyone but you and your father speak before. Woolsey, I'm going to let you roll for her dad. Give me an intelligence saving throw. And Allison, I'm going to let you roll also for your dad as like a help action kind of. Okay. And we can take the higher number. And the modifier, I believe, is +4.
Okay. 17.
12.
Cool. So as you're chanting, both of you are chanting, you suddenly see your father's eyes go blank. And instantly you know that the ritual worked. And he starts speaking just like he always does. And it's the same strange language that you always chant in, but just like the chant, you have no idea what any of the words that he's saying mean. However, like from the way that he speaks and then stops and waits and then speaks, it seems like he's having some kind of conversation. As he speaks, you've done this a million times. Usually he speaks for a while and then he wakes up. And, you go about the rest of your night, go to bed, whatever. But this time you notice something a little different. You see that the shadows of the dire forest begin creeping in towards you. And not like they usually do. Before, it's been like your imagination just thinking that the shadows are following you, moving. But this time you can feel it in your bones that the shadows are moving towards you. And in the tree above, Bax lets out a yelp and he flies down to perch on your shoulders. And the shadows continue to creep in until you blink and you find yourself in a dark and eerie expanse, lit in a twilight that casts everything in shades of gray and black. And the landscape is bleak, with twisted trees, barren hills, and shadowy ruins. And the air is thick with must, muffling sound and creating this unsettling silence. There are pockets of darkness that shift and swirl, occasionally revealing glimpses of ghostly figures and distorted reflections of the dire forest where you just were. And the environment feels heavy, as if imbued with despair. And your father continues to talk in front of you, and you're still unable to make out any of what he says. And then suddenly your father's eyes snap back to normal, and he looks at you with something that you've never seen from him before: despair. And then just like that, he vanishes, replaced with a swirling shadow that reaches out to you, and you hear a voice echo in your head, and the voice says, "Mine." And suddenly Bax sleeps off your shoulders and towards the shadow. And just like that, you're back in the dire forest, alone. And your father, who was just right in front of you, is gone. And Bax, who was on your shoulders, is gone. And you're left alone with the sounds of the dire forest and the sizzling of your dinner over the campfire. And the memory melts away, the dream melts away, and you wake up laying across from Benny in the dining tent.
I think I wake up screaming.
Benny, you hear Allison wake up screaming.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Is everything okay?
Yes. Sorry, just 1 minute. 1 minute. And then I think Allison's gonna stand up and I think Allison's gonna start like shuffling around looking for backs.
Yeah. You're looking for backs.
Yeah.
And backs eventually you're looking, and I mean, do you have backs summoned right now, you think?
I think so, because he was asleep with, or went to go put
Yeah.
Benny to sleep.
I think probably just like a cat, like Bax sometimes moves around when
Yeah.
he sleeps. So suddenly, like, you hear a noise from above and you see Bax perched up on like the wooden beams of the dining tent that are used to like prop it up. And you see him kind of fly down to you.
Sorry, I didn't mean to wake you up.
Do you have a nightmare?
Yeah. Yeah, just an old memory, that's all.
Oh. I had a dream that I was a fish.
That's good, Benny, that's good.
And I think we're going to stop there for now. Cool.
Intense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, when you give me a dark backstory.
Yeah. Yeah. It's cool.
Do you remember when you sent me that TikTok, Paris?
Yeah, as soon as you said it, I like vaguely remembered, but
Yeah.
I remembered like how you could have like the other players play different characters.
Yeah.
But that was cool to. I feel like it gave.
that was fun.
It
I was
gave
kinda
Bax the
still the little
personality.
shit.
Yeah, but
yeah.
it gave him a personality, and like, with what like we were texting about, I feel like it makes sense now. Like some of the things.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just excited. That was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah. Well, anyway,
Wow.
thanks everyone for listening to Blunder Dungeon.
Oopsie.
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 And we'll be back next week with episode 4.
Yay.
All right. So long.
Find out what type of fish Benny was next week.
Yeah. That was the cliffhanger from this week.
Yeah.